Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the May 4th, 2026 Planning Board meeting. If we could first please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, we'll dive right into it. We have meeting minutes from April 20th, 2026. Any corrections or alterations? None.
None by me. Nope.
All good? Counselor?
All good?
Excellent. Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes of April 20th, 2026?
Motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're gonna move first to the regular session. We have Toll Brothers' request for a first 90-day time extension request.
I should have just sat there, sorry.
Aye, guy.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Good to see you. David Cooper, partner with the law firm of Zarin and Steinmetz. With me is Jacqueline Cohen, also from ZNS. We are here requesting a extension on the final subdivision approval. This is for the field home property. There was a minor subdivision approval that your board issued. We are still working through the DOH to get approval. Obviously, they have to sign off on the plat first before we can present it to you to sign, and then we can record. Typical, I mean, I'm saying this before many planning boards, you know, it's just taking some time before the DOH, and so we asked for an extension. Hopefully, we'll be back with a plat soon, but we'll see.
Did they give you a little bit of an idea of how backed up they are?
No.
To the best of their
Yes,
knowledge,
right.
till next year?
That's because Dan hired one of the last staff
That's
members.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Dan's fault.
Any issues, Robin? Counselor?
No?
Anything from the board?
Nothing.
All right, that being said, do I have a motion to approve the first 90-day time extension
So
request
moved.
for Toll Brothers?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, next we have an adjourned public hearing. This is Jacob Road Solar, location's 1805 Jacob Road.
Just for the record, David Cooper, partner with Zarin and Steinmetz, here representing Freestone Renewables. With me is Ryan Hutcherson, from Freestone, and Nicholas Bonvas from Labella Engineering, the project engineer, and Jacqueline Cohen, my colleague as well. We are here for a continued public hearing. There were a couple of items that we wanted to close the loop on from last month before we turn it over. The first item, there were some questions about views of the project from Dalton Court. We couldn't put it up on the screen the last time because it was actually to the north of Jacob Road, so it's actually much further away from the site. It's about 15,000 feet from the court itself to the first array as the crow flies. Sorry, 15, did I say, what is it?
Yeah, 15,000, that's fine.
Yeah, sorry about that, 1,500. There's a 40-foot elevation difference between where you're standing at the court and where the first array would be. And so scroll up for one sec. So that's about the 1,500 foot distance from the court itself to where the first array would be. As you can see, one, there's a significant amount of wooded area. There's a road. We also submitted with this packet a Google Earth from the court itself. You know, this is standing at the end of the court. So you can't even see Jacob Road from there, but let alone something that's 40 feet below and 1,500 feet.
Out.
Yeah, 1,500 feet away. Even with that, of course, you still have all of the screening, et cetera. So we just submitted that to kind of close the record on this issue. We do not believe that there's any sight lines whatsoever from that far away to the site. There were some questions about the O&M plan. We did submit some updates for the board. One, I think most importantly, no pesticides or herbicides will be used at the site. There was a question about how the bond would be calculated. The new law requires that the bond be 80% of the construction cost, I guess presumably based on the CD plans, the construction design plans. Those won't be ready until we submit for a building permit. But they have to be certified by an engineer or a contractor. So that's how ultimately the cost estimate would be based on those final plans. I think as part of your board's review, one of the conditions that's required would be that such a bond would be posted and would be reviewed by the town before accepted. We did meet with the Bureau of Fire Prevention a couple days ago, or about a week ago or so.
Fire Advisory Board.
Fire Advisory Board. Yep. Excuse me. We reviewed with them the latest plans, so the one including the trail that's been moved. They hadn't seen that. The last plan they commented on, I think, was 2024, so it was a while ago. We took them through the site topography, and they recognized that the site is too steep for vehicular access, and certainly creating a road that could get all the way around, or even anywhere close to that. And so as they said, they're okay with that. We discussed, we really focused on getting access by foot in the event of a contractor or someone that's coming to maintain the property has some sort of medical emergency. How could someone get there? So we did discuss extending a pathway from the road, probably about 200 or so feet into the site, which is viable. That's on the new plan. That would be pervious surface. I was about to say impervious. That'd be pervious surface. So from a stormwater perspective, it's not going to increase pavement or anything. And then also the use of the trail if they really needed to get down there. Now, of course, it's not like there's going to be a lot of people on site at a lot of times, so the risk there is low, but still we wanted to make sure there's some access.
The trail will support a small, Kubota or something like that, right? Wasn't that part of the conversation?
Well, the discussion was whether or not the trail could be improved to actually for vehicular access. And our understanding of what the town wants, but that is a nature trail, not improved, not a paved surface. It is likely, I guess, that certainly because pedestrians will be using it. If they've got vehicles that can work on pedestrian paths, that's still an opportunity. Yes.
Yeah, like an off-road vehicle, so this way if they had to get something back there, right?
Right.
I thought that's what the Fire Advisory Board wanted.
Well, yeah, we initially were discussing actual improvements, and I think they agreed that turning this into a road was not.
Well, no, but not a road for like a regular vehicle. I thought I'll check with them. I'm
Okay.
the liaison with them. So
They wrote that in the memo.
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up here.
Like a commercial
They wanted it to
four-wheeler.
be, big enough to get.
Yeah,
out.
it was like
That's exactly.
big enough to transport and quick enough to not
Yeah, they
tear
wa-
up the trail.
They want to be able to access it with it sounds like a quad.
Yeah, quad. That's what it sounded like.
That's what I couldn't find over here.
Right, which I mean, I think it's what is it, a 10-foot wide?
That's how I call it, a four-wheeler. Like it's plugged in.
10-foot wide, with the width of the trail is right.
Yeah, they basically, I don't know where the letter is in here, but they really didn't, as long as you could do that, they didn't have any,
Yeah.
there was no pushback.
Which means whoever's going in there to maintain also has to maintain the access point, the ingress and egress. Right?
Well, so that's going to be the property owner's responsibility and trail, but presumably that's going to be a requirement of.
Well, we're just going to put it on the record that it's got to be maintained. Yeah.
So.
It says on Monday, April 20th, 2026, the Bureau of Fire Prevention, BFP, met to discuss the revised Jacob Road Solar Farm site plan. The applicant and their engineer were present to discuss added accessibility to the site for emergency vehicles. The applicant advised due to steep terrain and access to road could only be extended a short distance to the site. The Bureau is okay with that. The future hiking trail was discussed, and the applicant advised that it was being done as part of the residential portion of the subdivision. The Bureau would still like to see the hiking trail be able to be used by small emergency vehicles for greater access to the solar farm. Any questions, just let them know.
Yeah, I don't think we have an issue with that. Lastly, Labella met with Dan Ciarcia, and I think we just got a memo
Yep, we got it.
just now. So I understand that there was general comfort with the stormwater management plan. There were some comments that I think we can respond to very quickly before next month. And then the final review would occur after DEP review.
He was just back there, I swear it.
He's watching.
It's like a ghost.
We do have that as well.
Yeah, so with that, obviously still public hearing, and so we'll step back from the mic in a sec, but what we do ask that the board consider at the end of the public hearing is to close the public hearing, and then also direct staff to start preparing resolutions for this matter. The only outstanding item for us is the comments to Dan's memo, which we'll have to you before the next meeting, so that should be closed up before then.
Thank you. This is an adjourned public hearing, so if anybody from the public has anything new they want to add that we haven't heard? Yeah.
Question.
Yep. How you doing?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. Randy Pratt, 8 Natalie Court, Cortland Manor, and also Wilkins Fruit Farm, Yorktown Heights. I'm just going to have to speak and leave because tonight is the annual budget meeting for the Yorktown Ambulance Corps, and I'm the treasurer, and I need to be at that meeting. So I need to get there, make sure they don't spend all the money. So,
Thank you for your service with that.
okay, thank you.
Appreciate that.
And let's find a home for those medics.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe off the trip.
So, just a couple of points I want to make. There appeared to be some problem accessing the documents online. I couldn't really see anything that had been written recently or old documents. So maybe someone can work on straightening that out.
Looking with the clicker.
You know, Mr. Chairman, that I had been here before dealing with Sightline, and there was an error, and Labella admitted there was an error.
Yep.
But there is an error again in the drawings, which are, I guess, C-131 and 132, and that on the, what they call the match line, is in different locations, and they've identified the properties in Cortland incorrectly on those.
You said 131 and 132?
That's correct. I can if you have 131 in front of you, I can.
I do.
Okay, so if you look at the match line on 131, all the way to the left, the match line is at the border between lots 7 Natalie Court and 8 Natalie Court. If you go to the match line on 132, the match line is showed way above lot or 7 Natalie Court. So they're not right. And it's not merely the fact that they're not right. It's the second time we've had problems with the documents. Are we going to have problems with the documents all the way through approving such a project? That is my concern. Okay? The other thing I would like
Do you
is
see what's not right?
Yeah, I see it.
I would like to have the opportunity to get my own surveyor to verify that we may have a 50-foot drop between the 100-foot mark into my property and the 150-foot mark into the Jacob Road solar project. And if so, then we need to reconsider the setback from 150 and double it to 300 feet. So I'd like that opportunity to do that. All the landowners in the area are against this. I don't understand why this board wants to continue to look at this and to continue to try to get this project in. I mean, Westchester County urged you from their planning board to say, look, you need to conserve these areas. Put the stuff on rooftops, put it in parking lots, put it in other places. And I know Mr. Cooper will say, oh, there's not enough areas like that. But you know what? Let's fill those areas first, okay? And then, if we need to go to open spaces or cut down trees, then we'll do it. But maybe by that point, the technology will be advanced and that we will be producing more electricity from those other areas, that we don't ever have to cut trees down or put these in open fields or open spaces. Those are the things I think we should be working on. Okay? The one last thing I want to say is that, you know, everybody thinks you're not going to see it. Well, you're going to see it not only from my living room, you're going to see it from the farm. Because at the top of our hill, where 50,000 people come every year to pick apples, you're going to be looking to the west, and that's what you're going to see, is this big open field down there with the solar panels in it. It's just ruining our landscape, and I don't see the need for it. That's all I have, but I would like that opportunity to, and I'd ask you to adjourn the public hearing until that's done. There were other members who wanted to be here tonight who didn't know about the public hearing. Now, I know in the state of New York, if you adjourn a public hearing, you don't have to give written notice again, okay? But someday the legislators are going to change that and require that written notice be sent out to the adjourning landowners when you adjourn a public hearing. The other way you can do it is when you adjourn it at that first meeting, if you state when you're adjourning to, what date and what time, you don't have to do the notice. But that's not done here. So maybe we could change our rules here so it is done, so that the residents will know when these public hearings are. But there were 4 other people who wanted to come tonight but couldn't. And when I told them it was tonight, they said, oh, we don't know that. We didn't get a notice. I told them, I said, in New York, you're not required to get a notice when it's adjourned. But there are towns who do put it in their rules, and Yorktown should consider that as well. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Let me know about the surveyor.
Can you send me an email on that specific topic, and I'll address it with you?
On the notice,
Yeah.
Sergio?
Yeah.
On the
That's
nurse?
gonna have to come back from the town board, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm concerned about the drawing.
But I will look into it.
Well, sometimes it's in a town ordinance, and sometimes it's in the planning board rules.
Well, just send it as a reminder.
Ours
and
is
we'll
bit
discuss
together.
it.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Well, I think we have to address the documents.
Yeah, I'm concerned that, you know,
So I was just talking to LaBelle on that.
Yeah.
The document itself, C131 and 132, show the entire site. The fact that the match line may be not correct, that's easily correct. Like we could, yeah, we could
I
correct that.
just, it's, but
But why isn't it correct?
I'll be honest with you, I'm concerned, right? I want to make sure that we have as much as it is split up into different, we want to make sure that cross our Ts and dot our Is. We had the issue with the planometrics, right, last time with the topo that was taken from Westchester County that was off.
Mr. Chairman,
You understand what I'm
And-
saying?
and- yeah.
I don't want to get too deep into it.
I'm not going to get
Or
too
there
deep into
could
it.
be a
Oh, wait,
note.
guys, wait, hold on. Let me just finish.
Please.
All right, please. We are not concerned about it. We will correct the match line, and to the extent that there's anything else on there, as everybody knows, right? These are lots of plans, lots and lots of revisions since day one. Remember, we've been doing this for 3 years, and so
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, but I've been
Excellent,
working for like 20 years, and every time I resend the same document or a different version of the document, I have to put a footnote citing that something might be amiss, or these lines might not match up. So I think that it's also fair to say that we don't have that, even though one plan is a full plan and one of them is just a concentrated
Well,
plan.
I believe the plan that he's referring to is the latest plan that was prepared for
It's
the.
been broken
right,
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So when you copy the broken up and the full plan, it doesn't
There's
match
no,
up.
with plans like this, there's no practice. It's, with engineering, it's perfection. It's not, so we have to get that. We need to get to that.
Yeah, we
It's
will.
not,
Yes.
no disrespect, it's not the practice of law, it's not the practice of medicine, it's engineering. So we have to make sure that these drawings are right. And I want to make sure that our staff and engineering and your people all sit and go through these plans now. And there are some things that Dan did spell out that I want to, at the same time, these should really be addressed before we, and I am going to recommend that we do adjourn this one more time just to get, can't get past that. I want to make sure it's right. All right?
Want a motion
Wait,
to
wait.
adjourn the public hearing?
Yeah.
Well, can I
Please,
please be heard?
please,
Just,
yep.
I understand, but the issue you're raising is not an issue of a public hearing. The issue you're raising is as to whether or not the board is ready to move forward to say, we approve these plans, which that we understand. We're not saying vote tonight. What we're saying is, we'll make sure that you've got the correct plan set, as well as address Dan's, that comment before the next meeting. That shouldn't hold up the process. And let me just say why I'm saying this, because you just heard Mr. Pratt stand up here and say, "Oh, I want Freestone to take a survey on my property, and we should hold everything up." You're just going to continue to hear things like this, which is not advancing the review. And so that's why we're standing here tonight saying, please close the public hearing and move it forward. We will correct those pieces of the record before the next
Counselor,
meeting.
I very well understand, and I will say this for this group up here and the town as a whole, and there's no one is trying to stifle anything. We review the applications as they come to us. We do have to make sure that they're correct. And I've got to be honest with you, I've been doing this a long time. When I see something like that, it might just be a line, but I want to make sure that our professional people have the ability to go through to make sure that everything's correct. And I mean, no disrespect to the applicant, yourself, or anybody, but I want to make sure that we cross our T's and dot our I's before we move forward. And again, we have meetings every 2 weeks. So I don't think a 2-week period is going to be earth-changing here. I want to make sure, and I want to make sure that the public understand that we do everything we can to make sure that these are right. And I do want to add to some of the comments that were said earlier. This town does also have kind of a first flush with these applications before even the public hearing, right? And you said this has been 3 years this project's been going on. So there was that first initial push. And we do ask that people monitor the website and check on these projects that they're concerned about, as we are concerned about. But we do have to make sure that these are absolutely perfect before they move forward. And again, I understand things happen, but respectfully, I want to make sure that we're not missing a step here, because if there is something else that could be an issue, I want to make sure that we catch it before we move forward. That's just my one person on this board's opinion.
Can I make
Mr.
a motion to
we're-
adjourn the public hearing?
We're comfortable with that, because I can see where the board is going. I'm not going to keep on fighting. Here's what I am most concerned with is anybody can just stand up at the mic and say, hey, there's a problem here, and we don't want to keep on going.
I get it.
We are happy to sit down with your professional staff and go through the plans and say, if there's anything that's missing, that they believe is absolutely necessary or is not there, we will do that. But we cannot keep on having public hearings where people are going to come up and say, well, this is misspelled.
I get
this
it,
is,
but I've been on the other side of this table here for over 20 years now, and if there's, like I said to the public before, if there's something new, we want to hear it. And I'm sure there's other people here that are concerned about the project. That was something new. This isn't something minor, all right, when you're reviewing these things. Again, it might just be a line, but we will make sure everything is right. And this is the second
Yeah, it
time.
makes you want to look at all the lines again.
Well, I'm just concerned. So everybody's got the ability to come up here and make comments. We listen to everybody. We vet things out the best we can. But when something comes up like this, we got to make sure.
And we're
take
giving
pause.
space to hold based on all the other comments that were made. But for his expertise and our expertise, the lines have got to add up, and that's where it stops. The rest can be discussed later. So I understand what you're saying, that people can come up and try to delay it, but we're not.
We're not.
We've been doing this. We've been doing this for a while in all different aspects. So
And we're not here to delay anything. Again, we review every application as it comes to us. We do the best we can to make sure they're absolutely correct. But I do think this is time, especially with Dan's comments here, to take pause and to look at everything.
where is he? I just asked him.
I don't know. I do want to add one thing that I wanted to bring up myself here. As we keep hearing that, the way the code reads, it's supposed to be basically invisible to residences. I do want to find some way to make sure that we get the critical path, that we get these things, you know, the screening is done, that when if and when this gets approved, the panels go in, that we have the ability to then go back and check and alter if necessary to make sure, because that's the gripe from most of these people.
Again, I mean, we're happy to talk through that with the board, but again, it can't be an unopen.
I'm not
One
saying-
person's view is
I'm saying the view of the board,
yeah.
not, bringing 50 people in here, but at the board level, that we take a look at it. And our
Yeah, that's what I just texted Dan. Yeah.
Yeah, we've
agree.
done that at 2 of the other solar farms. John and I have walked and
Yeah,
saw where, trees that we thought would help didn't help, and we moved them around a little.
Right, and that's,
Sometimes before you plant them, so.
yeah, and that, we're fine with that. Yeah, yeah.
I guess I will clarify with Mr. Pratt about that. It sounded to me like he wanted to get a surveyor to do the 50-foot distance, not that you would.
It doesn't matter. It's been 3
If he pays
years.
for it, let him pay for
But
it.
this
Right.
is a new part of this law. It's not.
The
that-
setback
Hold
is a
on,
new
hold
part
on,
of the law.
hold on, hold on, but
If the distance was more than 50 feet, that it goes from a 150-foot setback to a 300-foot setback.
And that's
what
fine,
this
but that
says.
doesn't mean that we have to, he's allowed, I mean, for me personally, he should be allowed to do whatever he wants. It doesn't mean that we have to pause while someone
And
else.
it don't mean that the applicant has to pay for it.
right,
either.
Right.
yeah.
no, I think he
That
wanted to
wasn't
do it
the
himself.
Yes,
I think we have enough here that the applicant's got to work on with our professional people.
that's my main focus. too.
Yes, that is the focus.
I agree.
The rest of it can be looked at. All right, did we had a motion on the table?
Motion to adjourn. Public
I'm
hearing.
sorry. Oh, yeah, you're, please, yep, come on up.
Good evening, Susan Siegel. I'm sorry I didn't speak before, but I have a question. It regards the fire access issue. And I understand the problem with the vehicles and on the hiking trail. As somebody who's kind of familiar with the way that the trails get done, it talks about it being a future trail. So if that trail doesn't get built, because it's built by volunteers, all right, how does that affect the fire access issue? I'm just asking a question.
Well, it needs to be
if-
built.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure that.
We're gonna make sure that they build it.
Well, you can't
access.
force volunteers to build it. I mean, the volunteers build a trail.
Okay, but the resident can build it, it's a trail, and then the volunteers can come and maintain it.
Well, that's why I'm just raising the question, knowing how the trails have gotten built in Yorktown, and if that is part of your concern about the fire access.
Sure, it's worded such that they have access.
They know how to, I mean, at the initial start of the trail is the access point, someone can just clear it.
By all means.
So if I can make a comment, the Fire Advisory Board is looking for at least, they saying, so this way at least a mini attack, that's what they call a certain vehicle
So
that they have. So, and they're saying it could get partially down the solar farm array. So that's what they're talking about, about the road. They said they discussed it with you, should be about 10 feet wide, 8 to 10 feet. So I think you should kind of like build that in before it's gonna be an issue for you in the future, so it doesn't come up.
Well-
Right, well, he said he didn't know what the width was, so, that's,
Yeah, but you're-
just confirm that.
Okay, but
But
Susan, I
that's what,
think,
that's what they're talking about, Susan.
I'm talking about the length of the
well,
trail.
here's the thing,
The
Susan,
hiking
I
trail
think
issue
right
is
now,
what I'm asking about.
right now, the Fire Advisory Board met in the event that the person that are maintaining, and there's an injury of whatnot, that they can get to them. So from where I would like to believe it would be is that the trail initiation or the start of it would take you towards the solar
Right.
farm so that they can help the person there. Beyond that, into the wild, through the birds and back, that may need some volunteers, but the access point to and fro from the street will be initiated based on how the plan is written. And then that segue where it goes, instead of going towards the solar, it go towards the trail, then you would have volunteers eventually want to build that trail.
I apologize if I've misunderstood, but I thought there would be access from the road in a certain limited
shared.
amount, and then a footpath for the fire person to come in and
They
provide
want-
assistance
It sounds like they want to take one of their small vehicles and be able to access.
on the trail. But my
Off the-
question, and I'm only asking a question,
Yeah.
if that trail doesn't get built, then what kind of access will there be? I'm
It's-
just,
It's gonna have to get the rough grade, whatever that may be, is gonna
for
have
the
to.
length of the trail?
No,
just-
just for the point of access for the fire department.
Okay.
They wanna be able to get partially down the trail.
So the initial entrance to go to the solar to help the man or woman who's there that might get injured will be also partially where you would enter to go to the trail, but there might be a segue off somewhere else that would lead to the trail versus there,
So-
but they would still have access, and it would be the
So
side
that
of
has to be
a.
clarified then? That
yes.
in
I'll
term-
ask, I'll ask the fire advisory board to clarify their memo, that's all. I'll send it
What
to
they
them.
need for the trail, just because I know the volunteers who make the trails, and again, it's all volunteer. So you have no idea when that's gonna get built. We'd love it to be built tomorrow, but it's
Understood,
volunteers. Thank you.
understood. All right. Anything else?
I was just gonna ask if you can show the plan that had the path on it.
Yeah.
The access and the path.
Yeah.
Because it's two different things.
Two different things, and also, I mean, that back and forth was kind of a confluence of two different discussions we were having with the fire. The new, I'll call it a roadway, although it's pervious, so it's a pervious road. At the end of the, right, where the cursor is now, you see the L that goes back? That is the road that we've discussed with the fire bureau, saying we would like that to go to that point. The reason why it goes to that point is because after that, the topography makes it very difficult for any vehicle.
Anywhere to go.
Right, and frankly, they're gonna have that same issue whether it's on the trail or anywhere
Yeah.
else. However, the other thing is, when we're talking about a person walking down, remember, there's gonna be about 16 feet minimum between the fence and those panels. And it's gonna be low growth because you can't, the grass can't grow over the panels. And so, to the extent that someone is trying to get down further, they could.
But the
go that
trail
way.
would go the other way. It wouldn't go.
Trails on the outside.
Outside way. So
Yeah,
it's just that there's an entrance there, and then wherever you want it to go can
Right.
go.
Yes, we're
I'm just saying
sorry.
you're not going to go the same way that we go and repair and help the person that got injured in the event we need it. It would be somewhere else. But from the road on, there would be an entrance where they could eventually create on the outskirts. Do you follow what I mean?
Are you talking about the trail? Or you're talking
Right.
about the trail, the nature trail.
Because I'm saying they could start it wherever and end it wherever.
Yeah, well, the nature trail is also shown on the plan. Yeah, it goes all the way from Jacob Road.
Right, and back around.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Where you're on the other side.
yeah. Yeah, two different access points. I don't know, the nature trail, remember, that's supposed to be a pristine walking, not pristine,
Yeah.
but, a private walking trail, so.
But it sounds to me from the memo, they were using it also as a way to
I
cut
think
through.
partially.
Yeah, partially.
Right.
Like another means of ingress.
Sergio said, or Councilman Esposito said he's gonna get clarity from the.
I will take care of it.
Yeah,
And that's a good time to address that too.
yeah.
Because they put it in there as another.
It's potential to discuss. I'm not sure that we have a lot of power over what the trail is going to be, because that's really for the owner and the
And the
and the
committee.
subdivision, but,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
All right, to be addressed. We had a motion on the table.
Oh, a motion to adjourn the public hearing?
Is there a second?
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Okay,
See you in
thank you.
2 weeks. Thank you.
Are you going to come back on May 18th? Do we want to say that now or not?
Are you able to address Dan's?
How soon would you need the plans to get on?
By the end of the week?
You're gonna have to address the changes, make sure everything's correct, meet with staff. Let's just make sure there's.
You know what, Robin, put us on the agenda, right, because you need a date certain, and then if in worst case scenario, yeah.
That's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. That's all right. Thank you. Okay,
Motion to close?
no, we adjourned.
No, I mean for the works, for
Yeah,
the session.
we're gonna move into the work session portion now.
Yeah.
First on the agenda, we have Curry Honda. This is a discussion of site plan, Location is 3845 Compound Road. So you want to move a shed?
All the work there.
I know.
Are you gonna pick it up? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, we thought you guys wanted to do that.
No, no, no. I got my own problems with my sheds and the bicycle.
Oh. No, basically, the board approved obviously the site plan, what's under construction now. And one of the units, if you see the picture,
Yeah, it's
Pictures
a
up
very
on the
nice
side.
looking shed.
actually, they had to buy that one. The other trailers, obviously, they're renting, so
Yeah.
what they all want to do is they have specialty tools that they don't use too often, and they like to put them in that shed, and it's all the way in the back of the property, so it's there. That's the area where it's going to be
Do you
going.
have any concerns, Robin?
No.
Anybody from the board have any concerns?
No.
All right, so what do we have to do to get
I
this?
think we can write a memo and add this sheet to their set,
All
just
right.
with that new shed in the back.
Sounds like a plan. You all right with that?
Perfectly fine.
When are you guys gonna be done?
Hopefully by June.
June?
Maybe July.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully.
There's always these little things that keep creeping out. on us. They keep saying, there's a delay on this.
To the best of your knowledge.
All right,
Before the end of the summer, how about that?
sounds like a plan. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Have a good, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Oh, so sweet. Thank you.
Okay, next we have York Farm Estates. This is the discussion of amended site plan. Location is 1870 Baldwin Road. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Good evening, board. For the record, Jeff Bergman, attorney for York Estates LLC, the applicant petitioner in this case. We've made tremendous progress since the last time I was here. Thank you, Director Steinberg, for setting up our conversations with the Community Housing Board. Last time I was here, my questions revolved around how many units had to be affordable, how many units had to be senior, what qualified as an affordable unit, and who qualified for a senior affordable unit. In a meeting with Ken Belfer and Sarah Wilson of the Community Housing Board, we were able to define those answers. The only question that remains is some language over waiting lists for marketing for available units. We agree in practice. We're just trying to iron out the actual written language on this with the Community Housing Board, but that should be available by May 18th. Further, we have opened up the property, or will be opening up, and people can come on May 18th if they want to see the actual units and what they look like. I know the Community Housing Board does. They want to actually see like what the 4 units are that we're trying to legalize.
Site visit?
Yeah.
Correct.
That, during that week, we were gonna ask you when you wanted to go during that week.
All right. Yeah, think
I
that's
apologize.
Okay,
When during that week you would want to come, but yeah, we're happy to have you for a site visit.
okay.
And we are happy to answer any questions that you may have at this point. But I think until the final details are ironed out, which would be available for the next planning board meeting, at this point, I don't have anything further. I believe Joe may have some stuff that he wants to discuss, but if not,
I think you need to go to the zoning board.
Hello, everyone. I have to figure out whether we need to, we could just make an application to the zoning board, or whether we need to file building permits and get denials in order to end up in front of the zoning board. So I have to find that out. But if the planning board is okay with that, we would like to proceed to the zoning board.
Yeah.
Got no reason, right?
Issue with
Yeah,
that?
okay, not,
Let them go.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
this,
see why you can't.
Council, you're fine with that?
the owners bought into this. They
Yeah.
found out during the title search that there was things done that they didn't do.
And they showed up to do it.
Right, and they're cleaning it up, so I don't,
Yeah, let them go.
I don't, as long as,
No problem.
You're getting rewarded to do the right thing. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah, we'll move
Yeah.
that forward. I'll
I don't think you have to get denied though, because isn't it like any other variance we're usually asking for?
Well, it involves COs, building permits and
Oh.
COs, so I'm wondering if we have to,
That might be the right course, because it's in place already. So
and why not check that box off, right?
what's that?
I'm saying check off the box,
Yeah.
refer, like, if we refer it, they know we're all on board, and then see what
Right.
they really need.
I'll find that out, but we'll get
Yeah,
on, we'll
and
get,
it's
we'll
fine
get
if you
on
need
this
to
month's
apply
meeting.
for it because they're already there. It's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
like you're building something.
It would just be a fresh stamp.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we'll
Okay.
get that in order.
So
Meet
you'll
with
let me
staff.
know what date.
Yeah, we'll figure
Yeah.
that.
That works for everybody, okay.
All right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, I'll have a good
Great,
evening.
and thank you.
Oh, I lost my agenda. Well, oh, there it is. We are
Have a great
done
night.
for the
Happy
evening.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Motion
Do
to
I-
adjourn?
Motion to close.
Motion to close. Oh,
Second.
God.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Good night, Tom.